between feeling dizzy and lightheaded?
Yeah, great question. So dizzy is the feeling that the room is spinning around. But lightheaded means that kind of you could faint kind of feeling. Um, yeah, that kind of like, oh, I'm a bit wobbly.
Okay. Would sound more natural for you to say timetable or schedule.
Great question. A little bit depending on the context. So in school, we say timetable, and in workplaces is more likely to be schedule. If it's talking about the agenda for a specific event, like a conference, maybe agenda or schedule, not timetable.
When we speak about Velcros, what do we do with them? Do we open them, close them?
Yes, yeah, yes. So if it's shoes, trainers with Velcro, we would say close the straps or open the straps, and they have those leather with Velcro on
Uh-huh.
inside. Um, but yeah, if it's Velcro on like a jacket, for example, yeah, open and close.
Okay. If I want to tell, for instance, my husband that he is all the time either in the phone or in the laptop, not that I want to say that you are surfing all the time. No, you just are in there all the time. How would my criticism look like?
Yeah, I'd say you're looking at your screen a lot, or you're sometimes people say you're not very present.
Mm.
You're distracted, I would say, or you've been on your phone for a while. That's the first point before you get to you're always on your phone.
You're always on your phone. You're always on your phone. I was thinking about like when we are at the point of getting the divorce, and I'm telling some family psychologist, like he's always on his phone.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
that would be okay. Now, if we speak about blood pressure, and if it is not like stable, if it is high and then low and then again high, do we say it is spiking or what? Like it's uneven, it's different all the time, and the person's probably suffering from it.
Yeah, spiking you hear like, oh, her blood pressure is spiking. That would indicate, to me, it sounds like it indicates her blood pressure is going up, like it goes up drastically and then it drops. And so there's a spike in the blood pressure. Yeah, if it's like dropping very low, we wouldn't say spiking. That would be something else. She's had a sudden loss of blood pressure. Would be more common to hear. But yeah.
Okay. Yeah, the blood pressure. And if it is unusually high, do we say like increased or rocketed?
Yeah, I mean you could say, oh, her blood pressure has skyrocketed. That would indicate like an extreme increase in blood pressure. Otherwise, if it's a general condition, we probably would say she has very high blood pressure in general.
Okay.
And just leave it at that. I don't think there's not a phrase that comes to mind. Yeah, it would just be, in general, her blood pressure is high.
And if, for instance, you have very low blood pressure and you want to kind of use it as an excuse to say that you are not going to make it, you are not going to show up for work today, what would you say?
But I was making an excuse.
Well, you want to explain that you're basically dying. You have like 80-50. 80-50, or was it? What is it?
Yeah, I think I would just say I have extremely low blood pressure. You would just say it. Just describe it, just describe the situation. I'm trying to think if there's something like spiking or skyrocketing that we would say for the inverse of that, for low things. Nothing comes to mind, but there might be something. Let me think about it, and if I remember what it is, then I'll return to that.
The child, the baby
The
is
baby,
here.
yeah, it's he or she is here. Um, you could say arrived.
Arrived.
I guess it also depends on the
What do you text your relatives in this case?
yeah. I think I would just text he
It's
or
a
she
girl.
is here. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
or it's a girl. Yeah,
It's
it's
a
a
girl.
boy. Although most people nowadays they know beforehand, so it makes more sense to say if I was texting somebody, I would say so and so using the name of the child was born today, or maybe Victoria delivered Seraphim at 8 a.m. today.
Oh,
And
doesn't that sound rather official?
yeah, but if it's like a mass text to everybody, otherwise if it's close friends and family, I would just say, yeah, he's here.
He's here. They would understand.
Yeah, people would understand.
Please
Yeah.
pay attention when you text
Yeah.
this time. Now I have another phrase, and well, in Russian it sounds "не умрет от скромности," and that probably means that when we say that someone is not modest at all, when we speak about a child, and he, for instance, says, I'm the most clever, smart, and educated here, I'm the strongest. And we want to say in this, well, ironic way that, okay, you are not modest at all. Is there some set expression you would use in this situation?
Yeah, you could. I mean, the first thing that comes to mind, if we're being sarcastic or ironic on some level, it would be, I think a normal response would be, sure you are.
Sure
And
you are.
then yeah, and then that's it. Like, you know, if the kid is being very boastful, then sure you are.
Sure you
Because then at that point it's all the adults are like, you know, looking at each other, and then we're all thinking the same thing in the room, you know. So there's no reason to say anything more. If we were trying to describe a child like that, let's say in a novel, or we were writing about him, maybe the choice of words would be a little bit different. Something braggart, maybe, would be one word. Or he's very full of himself. I mean, that child is very full of himself. Could be one.
Okay.
Or even depending on the attitude as well, you could say he's spoiled on some level, depending on what he's bragging about. But yeah.
Okay. And if we want to say that, for instance, I call my son to fix something on my laptop and he fixes it, and I'm like, wow, do you say, aren't you the smart one? Aren't you clever? What would be the phrase you use? Like, you are impressed with his level of...
Yeah, I think I don't know, saying aren't you clever will come across as sarcastic in the US. So I think something more like giving them a compliment without directly complimenting. It's odd, but saying something like, oh wow, you saved my life, like,
saved my life.
Or you could say something along the lines like, maybe, gosh, you're a genius, like I never would have figured this out. That would sound okay.
With the food questions, сосиски and колбаса, is there some difference between?
Oh, this is my favorite question. Because I answered this question so many times. Different people ask me about that. Well, if we talk about Russian supermarkets and Russian cuisine, there are two different things. They are сосиски, long thin ones, and колбаса. They are this is a big sausage roll. And also you can find in Russian supermarkets things like salami, like other types of sausages. If we talk about British people, if we talk about, as far as I know, American people, well, I will tend to speak in case of British supermarkets, because I was in America many years ago. So British supermarkets. British people, they have sausages that are like Russian kupаты, or like sausages that you can buy for grill. So they're not that pink ones that you usually can find in supermarkets. And this is the only type of sausages that British people have. Well, actually, there are many different types, but they all look like kupаты. So pieces of meat inside with different fillings, like apple sausages with apples, cranberry sausages with cranberries, but they all are not, they're all in chunks inside. British people do not have sausage, the big sausage like колбаса, like you can find in Russian. So there is such a word for British people like колбаса. It doesn't exist. If you need to refer to the word колбаса, British people tend to name this thing like salami, because all types of колбасы you can find in British supermarkets, they are all like cured. They're like the ones that are seen in Russia. So that's the answer. So you can't give it just like a normal name. I and my family just call it колбаса, and that's all. This is non-translatable. If I want that докторская колбаса, I say to my children, if they need to do an online shopping, because I teach them how to do it, or if they are going to the shop, if I put my list, I just write in Russian letters докторская колбаса, and that's all. And my dad, who is British, also calls it докторская колбаса, and that's all. It's non-translatable.
We also have пельмени, сырники,
Сушки,
блины.
валенки, дача. What else? What else do we have? So some lots of Russian things that you can't translate, because these are things from Russian reality.
All right. About cakes. Пирожное, cake, торт.
It's like колбаса, the same thing. A cake is usually something that is like big whole thing. Also, if the cake is sliced, so usually you can find in supermarkets a slice of cake in a separate box. This is a slice of cake, and that's all. A slice of cake. Well, if they are like separate little things, they are also cakes. But if you know the name for it, usually when you go to a supermarket, to bakery, they all have names. And you just say the name of this particular cake.
Tiramisu, for instance?
For instance, yes. For instance, tiramisu, or you can say, what's it called, cheesecake. A piece of cheesecake, you would say. They are sold separately.
Комбинезон зимний. Is it
all right. There are two words. Well, for the thing that you usually wear in winter, the padded one. Very warm, right for the middle of winter, like Reima.
Like in Russian.
Like Reima, right. Like this is a snowsuit.
Snowsuit, okay.
A snowsuit. If you have it in two parts, like a coat and some trousers, they are snow trousers. You call them snow trousers, and you can call it heavyweight coat. But but nobody says it to their children. Just put your snowsuit on, and that's all.
Okay. Do British children ever wear snowsuits like that?
Well, it depends on the region. If you live somewhere in the north, or in Scotland, well, the winters are very severe there, just like in Russia. Yes, they wear snowsuits, but if you live where I live, like in Canterbury, near the sea, we have palms here. Which snowsuits you're talking about? No, maximum that we can have paddle suits. Paddle suits, they are like suits for spring and for autumn with less padding, with less insulation. They're like protection for paddles. Either no insulation at all or just a little bit of insulation. They've got paddle suits.
Okay.
Right. There was another question there about overalls. Overalls. Well, if you call it overall, well, it's mostly American word, overall. Here we call it we call it, well, there are 3 different words, and probably we start with the summer one, I think. The summer one, imagine shorts combined with a little vest on, like little straps. So this is called play suit. And if you have the same thing, well, like a vest, and down there are like trousers, longer ones. This is called jumpsuit. So the like shorts under there, this is play suit, and longer pants, this is jumpsuit. Right. If you have the outfit, usually it's made from very rough fabric, like jeans fabric, like linen fabric, and the straps are usually detachable, so you can detach them. This is called dungaree.
Dungarees.
Dungaree, yeah, dungaree or dungarees.
So, вот эти с бретельками, значит, dungarees. С длинными ногами.
Well, the detachable things. Usually the bit of cloth is only here, not at the back.
Okay.
And play suit and jumpsuit, this is like vest and something on the bottom.
I see. Okay.
Snowsuit and paddle suits. Well, I can't remember anything less looking like this. Sorry.
Oh, that's really that's all those clothes. All right. Jumpsuit, overalls. Okay. All right. If we speak about breastfeeding, what do we call the process to the baby? Is it like mommy will give you some milk, mommy will feed you? And
yeah. So probably you can say, are you hungry? Would you like some milk? Like, do you want to eat? We don't say breastfeeding. Would you like to be breastfed? This is most uncommon. Would you like some milk? Would you like to eat? Like this. Well, I remember, the question, how do people call breasts, yes, for their children? Well, there is a slang word like booby. Booby. Well, we can't say if a child is like playing with it, touching it, don't touch my booby, but we don't say, would you like your booby? It's not for feeding process.
Okay, so would you like some milk? But stop playing with the booby.
Yeah, so stop fidgeting with it. We usually say stop fidgeting with it, and no, not giving a name, particular name.
And fidgeting, it's a process of touching something and like playing.
Yeah, like something. Little children when they drink milk, they move their hands, they like.
Is there some phrase we use when we want to look at clothes in like greater detail? So I want to examine this. Рассмотреть, пощупать. In Russian we say мне надо пощупать одежду, we say. Which means to actually, I have to look, try it on, touch, and well, then decide.
Can I have a closer look at it? Can I try it on?
Closer look.
There's no specific phrase for it. There's just, can I have a closer look? Can I have a closer look, or can I try it on if you really want to try it on?
Okay, can I have a closer look? Oh, that's good, really. That describes it better than all right. So then we.
So it doesn't mean can I have a closer look? It doesn't mean that I don't know, a person will just hang it like this and you look at it. A person understands, as like a salesperson understands that you want to have it in your hands. Can I have a closer look, please?
And if, for instance, I'm just looking, I'm just having some window shopping. What do I say to the sales assistant, to a person in the shop? Do I say?
So if a person just asks, do you need some help? So no, thank you, I'm just looking. Or you can just say, I'm all right. I'm all right. I'm all right, yes, because usually you do not explain that you are just window shopping or you just going around and looking without any request from a person, right? Usually a manager or a salesperson comes to you and asks if you need any assistance, and you can say, no, thank you, I'm good. No, thank you. No, thank you. I'm all right for now. I'm just looking. If a person asks you some specific question, would you like to buy it? No, I'm just looking.
Okay. No, I'm all right. I'm good. Fine. Fantastic. All right. Or what about the? So we probably we've bought everything in a clothes shop, and now we move to some gadgets. Is it объем внутренней памяти, memory capacity?
In a memory storage, in the memory capacity. Memory storage, usually in the memory storage, in the memory capacity, or just in the memory.
Okay. And срок службы аккумулятора? Is it the?
Well, what's the life of a battery?
What's
the life of the battery? Yes.
Okay. And the warranty period?
Warranty period, right?
Warranty period. Can it be extended?
Yes. Can I extend the warranty period? Can it be extended?
Okay. All right. And then we have a question about функциональность устройства в целом, but I don't really understand it in Russian. I'm not sure.
If you want to know which functions does this particular thing has, you can just, what are the main functions of this particular thing? What are the main functions? Can you show me the functions? You can say if you're interested of what this thing can do, like